Hey everyone, welcome back to Speak English Naturally. I'm Rose.
And I'm Jack. Today, we are tackling a very quiet, very real problem. Studying English completely alone in your room.
Exactly. We are skipping the long introductions and jumping right into that exact moment. You know the one. Your book is open, the house is completely silent, and you suddenly feel very isolated.
It is the moment when practicing English stops feeling like a fun goal and starts feeling like a lonely chore.
Let's listen to how this usually sounds, and more importantly, how we can fix it right on the spot.
Rose, are you busy? I need to complain for exactly 2 minutes.
I am always ready for a 2-minute complaint. What is going on?
I am trying to study English right now. It is Saturday afternoon. I have my notebook. I have my pen. I have a glass of plain water. And I am losing my mind a little bit.
Losing your mind? Why, is the grammar that bad?
No, the grammar is fine. It is the silence. My room is so quiet. I am just staring at a list of new words, and I feel like I am the only person in the world learning a language. It feels so lonely.
Ah, I know that feeling perfectly. You are hitting a wall. Not a grammar wall, but an energy wall.
Yes, hitting a wall. I have been sitting here for 15 minutes, and my brain is just saying, Jack, nobody is watching. Just close the book and go watch a movie.
Your brain makes a very tempting argument. But do not close the book yet. Tell me about your environment right now. What does your desk look like?
It is just a desk. I cleared everything off so I would not be distracted. It is just me, the notebook, the plain water, and a very bright overhead light. It feels like a hospital room.
Well, there is your first problem. You created a punishment zone, not a study zone. Let's change the vibe right now.
Change the vibe? How? I am still alone in my room.
You might be alone, but it does not have to feel lonely. First of all, plain water under a bright hospital light is not inspiring. I want you to go to the kitchen and make something warm. Coffee, tea, hot chocolate. Something that feels like a reward.
Okay, I am taking the phone with me. I will make some green tea. But how does tea fix my English?
It does not fix your English directly. It fixes your mood. When you study alone, it can easily feel like a chore. A chore is something you have to do, like cleaning the bathroom. We want to make it a ritual. A ritual is something you choose to do because it feels good.
So green tea makes it a ritual. Okay, the water is boiling. What is step 2? Because my room is still painfully quiet.
Step 2, we need to kill the silence. But we cannot use music with words because that will mess up your English focus. You need background noise.
Like what? Instrumental music?
Yes, or my personal favorite, cafe sounds. I actually use a website that just plays the sound of a busy coffee shop. You hear cups clinking, people murmuring in the background. It instantly feels like you are sitting in a cozy cafe surrounded by people.
Wait, you play fake cafe sounds in your room?
Absolutely, it tricks my brain. I feel like I am studying in public, so I sit up straighter, and I feel less alone. Try it right now. Find a lo-fi beats playlist or a cafe sound video.
Okay, let me search on my laptop. Cozy coffee shop, rain sounds. Pressing play.
How does the room feel now?
Actually, that is immediately better. The silence is gone. It feels less like a hospital and more like a Saturday afternoon. I have my hot tea now, too.
Perfect. You changed the vibe. Now step 3 is about the actual English. You feel lonely because you are just reading silently. Language is meant to be spoken. If you are alone, you have to keep yourself company.
Keep myself company? Do you want me to talk to the walls?
Basically, yes, but do it with purpose. If you are reading a vocabulary list, do not just stare at it. Read the example sentences out loud. Make up your own sentence and say it to the room. Hear your own voice.
If my neighbors hear me, they will think I am having a very serious conversation with my desk lamp.
Let them think that. When you speak out loud, it becomes a physical activity. You are producing sound. It breaks the isolation. Try it right now. Pick one word from your list.
Okay. The word is hesitate. To pause before doing something.
Good. Now look away from the book and tell me a sentence using hesitate, but say it in a normal, conversational voice.
I did not hesitate to make green tea when Rose told me to.
Exactly, and you smiled when you said it. You just turned a boring study moment into an actual conversation. You are not just staring at a page anymore. You are interacting.
I see what you mean. The hot tea, the cafe sounds, speaking out loud. It does not feel like a punishment anymore. It feels like I am taking care of myself while practicing.
That is the secret. Studying alone is not the problem. Studying in a miserable environment is the problem. You have to create a space you actually want to sit in. Welcome back to the debrief. Let's break down what just happened. Because, Jack, the situation you described at the beginning is so incredibly common.
It is. I think everyone who learns a language at home has experienced that exact moment. You have the motivation, you sit down, you open the book, and then the silence just hits you.
And you used a great phrase to describe that feeling. You said, I am hitting a wall.
Yes, hitting a wall. This is a very natural phrase we use when our progress suddenly stops, or our energy completely drops. You are moving forward, and then boom, a wall. You cannot go any further.
Exactly. You can hit a wall when you are running a marathon, when you are working on a big project, or when you are studying alone. It is that moment of sudden exhaustion.
And my problem was not that the English was too hard. The environment was just too quiet. I told you, it feels like a chore.
Let's talk about that word chore, chore. A chore is a routine task, usually a household job that you do not enjoy. Doing the dishes is a chore. Taking out the trash is a chore.
Right. If you treat your English practice like a chore, your brain will fight you every single time. Nobody wants to do chores on a Saturday afternoon.
That is why I told you to change the vibe and make it a ritual. When you make a ritual, you are adding positive elements to the routine. You are combining something hard, like studying, with something nice, like drinking hot tea or listening to rain sounds.
I love that concept, and it is so practical. We cannot always go to a real coffee shop to study. Sometimes it is raining, or we are tired, or we just want to stay home in our comfortable clothes.
Exactly. So you have to bring the coffee shop to your room. When I suggested that, I told you to change the vibe. This is a very casual, very common phrase. Vibe is short for vibration, but we use it to mean the atmosphere or the mood of a place.
If a room is dark and silent, it has a bad vibe or a boring vibe. By adding a warm lamp and some background noise, you instantly change the vibe. It makes the space feel alive.
And we need the space to feel alive, because learning a language is a living thing. That brings us to the third step of our little rescue plan. I told you to keep yourself company.
That is an interesting phrase. Usually, you keep someone else company. If my friend is waiting for a train, I might sit with him to keep him company so he is not bored.
Yes, but when you are studying alone, you have to be your own friend. You have to keep yourself company. And the best way to do that when practicing English is to use your physical voice.
This is a game changer. When I just read words quietly in my head, the room stays silent. But when I read the sentence out loud, I am filling the room with sound. I am actively participating.
Let me give you an example of how I keep myself company when I practice a new language. I will literally walk around my room, point at things, and say their names out loud. Or I will pretend I am being interviewed on a podcast.
You do a fake interview?
Oh, absolutely. I will sit on my sofa and say, well, Jack, that is a great question. Let me tell you about my weekend. It sounds a little crazy, but it works so well.
It is not crazy at all. It removes the heavy, serious feeling of studying and turns it into playing with the language. And you are practicing the physical movement of your mouth.
So, if we put this into a simple framework for everyone listening, I call it the cozy study formula. It has 3 very easy steps.
Step 1. The anchor. Get a warm drink or a nice snack. Do not just sit down with nothing. Give your body something pleasant to enjoy while your brain works.
Step 2, the sound. Kill the dead silence. Play lo-fi beats, instrumental music, or cafe sounds in the background. Give your environment some energy.
And step 3. The voice. Keep yourself company. Read out loud. Make up sentences and say them to the room. Do not let the English stay trapped inside your head.
If you do those 3 things, studying alone stops being a lonely chore and becomes a really nice private ritual. It becomes time you actually look forward to.
Now, let's pull out the lines that helped us transform that lonely situation.
Good idea. Not as a vocabulary test, but as a small toolkit for talking about your own study habits, or just explaining how you feel.
The first phrase is, I'm hitting a wall.
You use this when you suddenly lose all your energy or focus, and you just cannot continue doing what you are doing.
For example, I have been working on this report for 3 hours, and I am really hitting a wall. I need a break.
Try this line with us. I'm hitting a wall.
I'm hitting a wall.
The next phrase is, it feels like a chore.
Use this when a task feels boring, heavy, and like a punishment, rather than something you want to do.
For example, if I force myself to read boring news articles in English, it just feels like a chore.
Try this line with us. It feels like a chore.
It feels like a chore.
The third one is great for everyday life. Let's change the vibe.
Use to say this when you want to improve the atmosphere of a room or a situation. You can use it at home, at a party, or in your study space.
For example, this overhead light is giving me a headache. Let's turn on a lamp and change the vibe.
Try this line with us. Let's change the vibe.
Let's change the vibe.
Next, we have a beautiful phrase. Keep myself company.
You use this to describe doing something so you do not feel lonely when you are by yourself.
For example, when I drive a long distance alone, I listen to podcasts to keep myself company.
Try this line with us. Keep myself company.
Keep myself company.
And the last phrase is, make it a ritual.
This is when you turn a basic routine into a special positive habit.
For example, I don't just study on Sunday mornings. I make a fresh cup of coffee, open the window, and make it a ritual.
Try this line with us. Make it a ritual.
Make it a ritual.
So today, we completely changed the way we look at studying alone. We realized that the loneliness doesn't come from the language. It comes from the empty room.
Exactly. You do not need a classroom full of people to feel good. You just need a hot drink, some background noise, and your own voice. You have the power to create a space that feels warm and alive.
Your small challenge today is very simple. The next time you sit down to practice English, change one thing about your environment. Turn off the big light and turn on a small lamp, or make a cup of tea before you open the book. Just change one small thing.
And tell us in the comments, what is one thing you do to make studying alone feel more comfortable? Do you listen to rain sounds? Do you talk to your cat in English? We want to know.
If this conversation helped you rethink your study time, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who is also studying alone right now.
And in the next episode, we are tackling a very frustrating habit. What do you do when your brain translates everything from your native language into English before you switch, making you incredibly slow?
Oh, the mental translation trap. That is exhausting, but there is a natural way to break out of it.
Definitely. So bring your tea, change the vibe in your room, and keep yourself company this week.
You've been listening to Speak English Naturally.
Real conversations, useful phrases, positive energy.
See you in the next conversation.